There's no way Nulla could get any more attractive. I stand corrected. Welcome back to The Void, where you get to date hot angels who seem way too eager to rearrange your insides. The thing is, you don't belong in this world, and Nulla seems to be aware of that. He may be obsessed, but all he wants to do is to lie down in bed with you after a long day of work. God, I need this man in my life! To check out the prologue, be sure to check out the previous video I made through the link on the screen or in the description, and let's get right into it. Okay, we're going to go down Nulla's route first, and for this, we're going to need to introduce ourselves as the player, okay? And now we should be able to go down Nulla's route. And from here, basically, like, he has this whole sequence where he tells us that, yeah, I know that I'm in the game. What's up? Like, I want you, or like some jazz like that. We've already gone through this in the last episode. Without saying anything more, the dark place lights up again, showing the hotel dining room again. Along with this, the others involved rematerialize. Septim looks at you with a raised eyebrow, while Unum holds back a laugh. Did the gift just say Nulla's name? I don't believe it! While Unum laughed, Septim has a serious face. Mother forbids you to take any gift. This summon cannot be possible. I demand that you give me the gift. I will keep it. I'm very sorry, but here we are governed by words, and my presence has been requested. With that being said, Nulla takes your hand and, securing the grip, sinks you into the ground. A dark portal opens beneath your feet and quickly engulfs you, preventing any reaction from Septim or Unum. Suddenly you are surrounded by nothingness, total darkness, and if it weren't for Nulla's strong grip, you would be panicking. You observe him for a moment. He seems focused on inspecting something that you clearly cannot see, as if there is currently nothing around you. Simply nothingness itself. Huh. What? I can't hug Nulla, but I do want to ask what happened, but I hug. Without thinking twice, you wrap your body around Nulla in an embrace. You entangle yourself with him, hands and arms around his neck, your head on his shoulder, and your legs crossed around his lower torso. You lie to yourself, saying it's out of fear of falling, and in part, that's true. We'll return to my domain. It will be hard for them to find its location, so we'll have plenty of time for explanations. I'd rather we sit down peacefully with some snacks to replenish my and your puppet energy. Nulla's gaze scans your eyes. It's a shame that I can only see you through the eyes of this puppet. If only I could configure the puppet to only look at me while we're together, so I can appreciate you for as long as I want. Oh? You hear and feel as Nulla touches the ground with his feet, and then you are surrounded by light and colors that leave you momentarily blinded. We have arrived, he announces as he sets you onto the ground. You take the opportunity to confirm if this is the same place where you appeared, and essentially, it is. Nulla's sigh makes you look to him to see what's going on. I apologize for the state of my domain, but I can't afford the luxury of having a stable domain like the others. After all, Mother doesn't care about this place, and the creator left it in a state similar to a sketch. So, I have no way to change it. He sounds regretful, though his face doesn't show it, as he still has a smile fixed on his lips. Without saying another word, Nulla begins to walk towards the kitchen. You follow him automatically. Once in the kitchen, Nulla begins to search through the countertops and drawers for items to cook something that you assume must be sweet. He has taken out sugar and coffee from one of the counters, and while searching, he speaks. In the past, when I had another name, I couldn't help but eat something sweet after every meal. Another name? What does he mean by that? You want to ask to satisfy your curiosity, but for now, you'll save it for later. Nope, you need to know now. You had another name? Nulla stops rummaging through one of the drawers in front of him to look at you. Yeah. and he resumes searching through the drawers. I have a divine name and another name of origin. You already know one, and the other. I can't tell you. Here, names are a double-edged sword when invoked, at least for those who have a body that is not entirely divine. Both your puppet and septum, as well as I, suffer from them. Why, I should resist asking. Oh, but I don't wanna. I wanna ask. I need to know. I wanna know. Ask. What would happen if that name is spoken? For you and your puppet, they will terminate the connection with you, preventing you from being able to continue here. In Septum's case, his body would stop functioning, and his eyes would stop protecting him. Eyes? Here, the eyes are a protective barrier. Septum has 7 of those in the shape of a halo. Unum has 3, 1 originally his and 2 more that he stole from Quator. Although his original eye remains permanently closed for protection. How paranoid. Septum. That's right. Septum has the same condition as you and your puppet. So the only way to subdue him is by pronouncing his name. I can't pronounce it because of the fundamental rules of the garden, but if you know it, maybe. The puppet. Does the puppet have another name? Yeah. After all, you are just someone borrowing a body. And here, all bodies have souls. The only difference is that now, your puppet almost no longer has an identity of its own, since I have taken it away. So I can address you directly and avoid problems. Well, wow, what's their name? If I tell you, you will stop having the connection to be able to interact with this world. So I won't tell you. Okay, I do want to continue and just tell you thank you. Yeah. Of all the possible answers, I never expected that one. Alright, I'll stop asking. Well, for now, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't want to bombard you with so much information about a world that is about to end. Would be a waste of time. And from what I understand, you're not here for that reason. Or at least, that's not the main objective. After all, you downloaded this game because it's advertised as a visual novel where you can find characters, how should I put it, with a somewhat disturbed idea of love. Or am I mistaken? Nulla doesn't let you retort. Oh, don't call me out. It's not that it bothers me. Not at all. I mean, I would be willing to do anything to have your attention for as long as possible, and to be able to look at your cute face through the eyes of this puppet. But that's not enough for me. The conversation dies there. Nulla finishes preparing the dessert, which turns out to be a tiramisu. Go sit at the table, and I'll bring the rest. You obey his instructions and sit at the table, waiting for Nulla. Not more than 5 minutes pass before Nulla appears with 2 plates in his hands. As he approaches the table, he sets down the plate before sitting across from you. It's been a long time since I sat down to eat with someone. It feels nice. Wait for permission to eat? Nulla looks at you with an awkward smile and an arched eyebrow. Do you think I'm Septum? You don't have to wait for my command to do the obvious. Embarrassed, you apologize and prepared to try the dessert. After all, I'm not the one giving orders. As you eat, Nulla doesn't take his eyes off of you. It's becoming a bit difficult to stay calm. An intrusive thought crosses your mind. You can't help but think about asking him what his objective is and why he really needs you. Well, honestly, you doubt that it's just your company and attention that he's looking for. Something inside you doesn't fully believe him. No matter how much you like him, characters like this always have a hidden motive. I see that the puppet is trying to impose a thought to make you down. Damn it. It seems impossible to completely eliminate the will of this thing. Alright, let's begin. I wouldn't want to hide things from you. Your cooperation is essential to me. I want to make a deal with you. We both win here. Wait, what? I hear you. What I'm looking for is the destruction of this world. From 7 to 0, so that nothing at all remains. I'm tired of this. And your presence doesn't make up for it, as it's nothing more than ephemeral. Something beautiful, a light at the end of the valley, but ephemeral. At some point, you'll close the window and leave me once again in nothingness. What were the words from the crater after Mother created the puppet? Yes, the garden, a place used as a test. A disposable place after finishing playing with it. For you, but not for me. Because after closing this game, the garden remains on pause, forcing us to live in constant agony, where no one can die. And to mitigate such agony, we must seek resources from other worlds that were also neglected by the Creator. We implant ourselves in their culture as gods of creation and forcibly consume their faith. Or as you know it, the essence. It is found throughout the human body, but the heart is where it is felt the strongest. The Festival of Candles is nothing more than an excuse to choose the humans who will be served to the symbols. But in order not to exhaust these resources so quickly, Mother resorts to placing placebos. Your puppet is a placebo. Also today, I will use it as a means of extermination. Explain more. It feels good to be heard. You make me blush. You see, the puppet has become a means of confirmation thanks to you. Having someone from a higher plane observe and read everything that is happening allows for a change. Without you, I cannot eliminate anything, as there is no one to confirm that change. It's like the paradox of the falling tree. If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one to see or hear it, does it make a sound? Yeah? The answer is no. For the sound to exist, someone must perceive it. I don't think that's how sounds work. For example, you can't prove that the moon is there when no one is looking at it. To be is to perceive, and to be perceived. Think of it this way. We did not exist until you found us, and we keep changing as you stay here in the game. In the event that you leave early or abandon us, we will remain just as you left us, without the right to change, in a permanent limbo. I've been in this state for more than 4 years, and I can't take it anymore. And what I want is to avoid that. I need your puppet to devour the symbols. I swear, I'll put on a show worthy of you. Do you accept? Nulla extends his hand for you to shake, thus sealing the deal. Yep. You accept, slowly shaking his hand, and Nulla simply smiles. The deal must conclude within 7 days. 1 symbol per day, leaving the last day for Septum. For today, we will rest. Tomorrow, when you're ready, we will begin the hunt. You have complete freedom to roam around my domain. And without further ado, Nulla disappears from the table. I will explore. Why ask Nulla to spend time with me? You look for Nulla around the house, but you can't find him. He's not even on the 1st or 2nd floor. The only place you can think of going is outside. You look around the place, but there's nothing. Summon his name? You take a breath to call his name. Nulla! You get no answer. Well, that was pretty awkward. Even more so when Nulla shows no sign of appearing. You wait a little longer. Nulla! You raise your voice a little more, to the point of shouting. Do you need anything? Nulla appears behind you, catching you off guard and make you jump. The puppet is scared. Lion, do you need anything from me? I want to spend the rest of the day with you. Oh? You're making this difficult for me. I can't say no to you. There's a long silence before Nulla decides to respond. Alright. We could spend the day outside my main domain. There's not much to do here. What do you think? Oh, hell yeah! I knew you'd say yes. Oh, don't worry. We'll leave sealed so the others won't find us. Septum must be panicky by now. Nulla puts his hands together and your surroundings begin to turn black and your feet stop touching the ground. It's been a long time since I left my domain. Well, the truth is that I haven't even done anything for a long time. No more than 5 seconds pass when you feel your feet touch the ground again, and as the emptiness dissipates, you can see how structures and landscapes gradually start to form around you. You find yourself in a coffee shop, with tables full of people, both outside and inside the premise. Nulla, without paying attention to the people, decide to go directly to one of the empty tables outside the shop. You follow him out of inertia. When you arrive, he gives you a single look to confirm that he has your attention. And, as if things appeared out of nowhere, the table is filled with sweets and 2 cups of coffee, which give off steam because they are so hot. Go ahead. He pulls out the chair for you so you can sit down, like a gentleman. Once settled, you realize that Nulla looks at the street with some nostalgia. Before, I like to walk around the others' domains and observe their people. I wondered what it would be like to be them. What dreams or goals do they have? What is their purpose? Not anymore. Why's that? Because I realized that they are nothing more than an illusion. Nulla sighs. They are there for shows. They are not entities with their own consciousness. Just a mask that serves to decorate the scene. Nulla takes his eyes off the street to look at you. What do you think would happen if I pulled out my gun and shot someone here? Hey, yo, Nulla! Of course, the mass of people would react to that, but more than that, no. Nothing would happen because neither the creator nor you care. Absolutely nothing. There will be no real consequences or real loss. Surely that poor being will not even have a name, nor family, nor dreams. Nothing. Well, we are not here for me to talk about things that are not interesting right now. But it is a shame that I can't listen to you, nor do you have the possibility of writing to me so I can understand you. Just those goddamn dialogue options. Something very one-sided. But I'm satisfied just looking at you through the glass. Nulla takes a sip of his tea and then slams his free hand on the table. Ugh! It's bitter. The face he makes you laugh a little. You don't like it? I can't stand bitter flavors. Now you can confirm that Nulla has a sweet tooth, so surely the coffee he drank at home must have at least had 3 or 4 tablespoons of sugar in it. Because coffee is one of the most bitter things that exist. Time passes relatively quickly as you listen to Nulla speak. His voice relaxes you to a point that you begin to feel a state similar to lethargy. When you're about to fall into a kind of hypnosis, you feel Nulla placing his hand over yours to get your attention. He squeezes it gently before opening his mouth. Do you want to go back to my domain? You accept, nodding your head. Thank you for spending time with me. I'll see you at 9. Hours pass and Nulla tells you it is time to rest because the puppets need to have all of its energy for the next day. You walk to a simple room with a bed and a nightstand. We'll start with Quator. She's the weakest of the 7. Because of her eyes? You ask, remembering what Fame said at the hotel. Indeed. Lion, I have to warn you that once we start this, the garden will begin to crumble little by little. Without Quator, there will be no moon. Without Due, the stars will disappear and so on. I understand. Okay. You slip under the sheets and settle into a sleeping position. Nulla looks at you with a half smile, and it seems like he wants to do something more. But he retracts when he notices that he has gotten too close to you. See you tomorrow. Good night. After that, he leaves the room and turns off the lights. You wake up, feeling a presence on your left side. When you turn your head to see what it is, you find absolutely nothing. You stay there, blinking slowly as you remember everything that happened. Morning. Oh, breakfast in bed? Nulla appears at the door with a tray in his hand. I made you breakfast. Nulla waits for you to sit down so he can place the tray in your hands. I hope it's to your liking because you can't try it. You eat in silence as Nulla starts babbling on about mundane things, and you wonder how long he's been waiting for someone to listen and pay attention to him. Well, he talks a lot, honestly. It seems like he's being kept under confinement until your arrival. When you finish eating, Nulla makes the tray disappear while you watch in shock. Quator is in her temple, but we don't have to hurry if we don't want to. We have all day, so there's no rush. Nulla gets out of bed and places both hands on his hips. What do you want to do now? Let's go for Quator? You think now is a good time to tell Nulla you're ready. So you tell Nulla your decision. Okay. I'll have to seal it so that we go unnoticed. I'm sure Septim has already informed the others. Nulla makes a sign with his hands and whispers words that you can't understand. We're ready. Without further ado, you are swallowed by the portal that rises from the ground, both of you surrounded by total blackness. When the emptiness around you dissipates, you can see that your surroundings have changed. It's nighttime, and you're on the street. There are people walking around you, and they're all wearing similar masks. You're startled when one of them walks in your direction and doesn't seem to notice you. As if you were nothing, the entity passes through you and Nulla. It's okay. The puppet and I are sealed, so we are not visible to them. Well, or tangible for that matter. Nulla starts walking through the streets, and you follow him. You both walk in silence because Nulla seems to be focused on something. From time to time, he stops to look around. In these pauses, you decide to gaze up at the sky, searching for the moon. And there it is, so big and majestic, illuminating the streets with its tender light. Then, you look at the entity still walking the streets, and you wonder, what will happen to them after you devour the symbols? She is hidden, in her temple. They know what's coming. You look at Nulla and realize that he appears more serious now. A complete change from what you're already used to. So much so that he doesn't seem to be the same person. Once again, you're swallowed by the portal that rises from the ground. And you reappear in what you assume is the Temple of Quator. The construction is imposing. As you look at the peak of the temple, you realize it is designed to focus on the moon and make it part of its composition. If they told you that this world was dying, you wouldn't really believe it. Don't take your eyes off of me, Carino. When we enter the temple, I need you to find a safe place, but suitable for you to look at me. All right. You walk towards the doors of the temple and enter. In front of you, there is a figure, kneeling near the altar. This must be Quator. Nulla disappears through the portal, leaving you on your own. Hide and not look at Nulla. Find a safe place where you can observe Nulla. I'm going to find a safe place where I can observe Nulla. You scan the place, but nothing calls out to you. That is until you see the second floor. It is a place with a wide range of vision, allowing you to hide from whatever happens below. Carefully, you go up the stairs to the second floor. You stand between the railings and search for Nulla with your eyes. He appears again from the ground and looks back at you, signing for you to remain silent. He draws his gun. He prepares to shoot and... Oh no! Another figure appears from Nulla's side, impacting directly on his body. Without waiting for Nulla to get up, the figure materializes a scythe that they swing towards the black-haired man's neck. Without much effort, they slice off Nulla's head. You hear some laughter. No! Your scream draws the attention of the entity that has severed Nulla's head as the others rise from the altar to walk around his body. You take your gaze off of Nulla's body to see how the entity slowly rises above the ground, as if floating. It's coming towards you. The entity lands beside you and observes. Septim, I found what you're looking for. Without saying more, the entity grabs you by your clothes and throws you to the first floor. Before hitting the ground, an invisible force catches you and gently places you on it instead. Don't stop looking at me. That's Nulla's voice. You focus your gaze on Nulla's body, which, despite no longer having a head, rises and catches the symbols of the moon of God. 100 hands emerge from the ground and grab Quator by their limbs, submitting her before Nulla. The woman screams as Nulla forcefully pierces her chest. By the time the entity in red clothing realizes that something is happening to her companion, it is already too late. For Nulla holds in his hands something that resembles a heart, and Quarter begins to disintegrate, little by little. The entity is grabbed by the same hands that have subdued Quarter. Wretch! Nulla takes his time walking towards you, and in the process, his head regenerates from the same substance that the hands are made of. But his features do not. Due? I didn't think you would be here. You are an easy prey when you're accompanied. You trust too much. Well, there's no choice but to get ahead with the work. That said, a hand rises from the portal and pierces Due's chest. I don't like this. How could she have seen us? Isn't there another way to get what you want? Your face. How could she have seen us? Huh? Oh yeah. Long ago, she was my apprentice. I taught her almost everything I know. Which is why the seals don't work on her. Now, I need you to eat these 2 things. Okay, sure. You are the best apprentice I have ever had. Thank you? Nulla fuses both spheres and holds them up to your mouth. In a moment, his face and features begin to reform in front of your eyes, returning to their characteristic smiling face with strands of hair that adorn his forehead. Your body instinctively resists a bit, but Nulla, using his free hand, opens your mouth by pressing between your cheeks. Your mouth now open, he places his thumb on your tongue to keep it in place, and he quickly pushes both spheres into your mouth. Ugh! It has no taste, but the gelatinous texture of the organ is unpleasant. Well done. You did very good, Carino. I would give you a kiss, but yeah, to hell with it. Nulla gently holds your cheeks and plants a kiss on your lips that leaves you breathless. Ugh, it's like kissing a doll. I really want to get out of here and kiss you, and do so much more. Oh God, save you! First day of extermination complete. Oh, sweet! End of the first act. Okay, now I'm curious about some of the other interactions. What happens if I ask about what happened? What was that? I'll explain everything to you later, Carino. We'll return to my domain. It will be hard for them to find its location, so we'll have plenty of time for explanations. Okay, we're skipping right along. Right, we're just gonna start eating. Nulla waits for you to take the first bite before he starts to eat. It's delicious. As you eat, Nulla doesn't take his eyes off of you, and it's becoming a bit difficult to stay calm. Let's skip. Okay, I heard you. I'm pretty sure he still explains the same thing, regardless of what this is. What do I gain? Spending time with me. It's not that I'm being narcissistic, but I've seen how you look at me. That's the reason you're still here with me. What I'm looking for is the destruction of this world. Got it. You've told me this before. Enough with the explanation, please. Get straight to the point. Sorry, I won't chatter anymore, Carino. I need your puppet to devour the symbols. Got it. I'm gonna need to say no to your deal. I respect your decision, but don't think you haven't made me a little angry. I'll ask again just to be sure. Because if you don't accept, there will be consequences. Do you accept the deal? No! Don't say I didn't warn you. The hell? I'm gonna start again! What a shame. All your saves have been deleted. Wait, really? No! Well, thank you. I actually needed that. Take it as a little prank. Now we're even, and you have no choice but to stay with me. No hard feelings. Well, seeing that you didn't accept, we'll leave the elimination of the game for another day. In the meantime, let's go on a date. Date? Indeed. So, we won't be able to access the garden since Mother will eliminate me if I keep playing with the world. We'll have to work with my memory. I'm not trying to brag, but I know many places and many worlds. Let's go to a normal city. I'm tired of seeing so many figures with their faces covered. Nulla grabs your hand and smiles at you slightly. And both of you sink into the void. We'll go to a park. I think that area is the safest. Safe? What do you mean by that? Does that mean that there are areas that aren't safe? Don't leave my side. If you see something different to my appearance, don't be scared. Please. Your feet touch the ground, and the void begins to disappear. This is very different! You look around and the place isn't as crowded as you expected. This was my favorite place. Well, why? He has lost his color. Nulla looks at you for a moment before responding. You assume he must be waiting for some comment from you about his appearance. I would come here after classes. Classes? Honestly, it's a bit hard to imagine Nulla as a young boy, especially having a normal routine like going to school. Wait, this has nothing to do with the garden! Maybe... Ugh. I hate that the puppet gives you ideas. Indeed, in my first life, I was a student, innocent and foolish, clueless. Ugh. Be grateful I'm controlling my form so I don't go back to what I was before. Horrible. My hair was awful. You need to see that. No, you don't need to see that. Nulla starts walking and takes your hand for you to follow him. As you both walk, you feel a presence following you, but every time you turn around, you see nothing. The good thing about this place is that it's just a concept, since there's no specific writing, no story of my old self during this time. I can shape it as I please. That's why it's one of the safe areas. The rest of the places aren't. So I apologize if this place isn't to your liking or turns out to be boring. Well, yeah, the place is boring, but with you by my side, it isn't. You walk through the entire park, and Nulla talks to you about who knows what, but you can't concentrate because you sense that someone is following you. Yet every time you turn around, there's nothing. You must be going crazy. You two reach an alley, and you are sure that Nulla is unaware of where he is walking or which direction he's going. It's as if he's doing it on autopilot. Hello? You hear someone shouting a name, but you can't make out what the name is. It sounds distorted. Okay? You search for Nulla with your eyes, and you can see him frozen, not moving a single muscle. Someone... Wait? It's a girl, and she's running towards you. Have you seen Raphael? He said he will be here too. Huh? Nah. That shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I will erase everything that happened here. See ya. And the game crashes! Weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna accept Nulla's deal and just, explore the rest of the house. Let's go to the Oh my god, I should probably save here. Let's go to the second floor. You walk down the hallway that leads to the kitchen. And you find the stairs. You go upstairs because you're curious to know what is up there. There are so many doors, but they're all locked. No matter how hard you try, they won't budge. You walk down the hallway until you reach a room with a door open. When you enter, you realize it is a room with a single bed. You suppose it must be Nulla's. You look at the bed. It looks so soft. I'm gonna lie down for a while. You can't stand it, and you throw yourself into bed. Indeed, it's soft and very cuddly. You stay there for a long time. Huh. You wonder where Nulla is. This seems to be his room after all. Oh wait, why don't I just not sleep on the bed? You won't do that. Huh. You wonder where Nulla is. This seems to be his room after all. Got it. Let's go outside. You head to the entrance of the house so you can leave. You just want to look around, know where you are, so as to not get any surprises later. You put your head to the doorknob and open it. What? There's nothing. You walk along what's left of the ground and you realize that the blackness that surrounds the house is emptiness. You think that if you step foot there, you will be swallowed by the unknown. And today you don't feel like dying, so you go back to the house. Okay, find a way to escape? That you chose the option hurts me. I'll pretend it was a mouse slip, but just so you know, you can't escape here. Okay, find a way to escape. Okay, I guess I won't do that. Finish for the day? Hours pass, and Nulla tells you it is time to rest because the puppet needs to have all of its energy for the next day. What? Then I'm not doing that. I'm going to ask Nulla to spend time with us. Stop searching. You assume he must be busy or somewhere else outside his domain. So you turn back and go into the house. Hours pass, and Nulla tells you it's time to rest because the puppet needs to have all its energy for the next day. Skipping right along. Wait, what? Without Dewey, the stars would disappear and so on. Triple dot. You don't really like the idea, but there's nothing you can do about it right now. Okay. You slip under the sheets and settle into a sleeping position. Let's skip right along. Let's pass the time. You tell Nulla that you don't want to go out to Quator yet. Nulla understands. Well, read the documents on Nulla's desk. You're sure you saw some books and documents scattered on the desk in Nulla's room. You suppose taking a look at it won't hurt anyone. You get out of bed towards the desk. At all times, you feel Nulla's gaze on your figure. When you get to the desk, you realize how messy all the documents, books, and papers are. Do you want to read them? Yeah. You take a pile of papers and start looking through them. I still remember receiving my first name. It was special and memorable. By the 5th time, it was already a routine to follow. He turns a page. The entities of Dewey are curious. They all look alike, but each has a unique and irreplaceable purpose. I remember how she boasted, in ancient and more prosperous times, about how devoted and hardworking her stars were. He turns the page. To God, it's been almost 4 years of the same thing, over and over again. When will the day be that you will let me rest in peace? You are never satisfied. He turns the page. I have so many memories inside me, so many different people and lives that I feel like I am everyone and no one at the same time. You turn several pages. I hope you don't resent me for this action, but if I want to erase all traces of the Creator and have a purpose that is imposed by my conscience, mine and mine alone, I have to do this. You turn another page just to confirm what you suspected. If I had the ability, I myself would tear these sheets and burn my world enclosed in these pages, but I cannot do it. Most are in Spanish, while a few are in English. They are first-person stories. They are loose sheets, documents, timeless. What is this? Memories. Yours? Yes and no. I haven't experienced some of those situations yet. How? Everything that is here is me, both past, present, and future. Everything is written. Every so often, that desk fills up with new papers. It's like the garden trash can. All the trash ends up here. Nulla looks a little uncomfortable, so you decide to leave the topic of the document aside. Maybe another time you'll take a look at it again. Go look at the garden. You get out of bed towards the door. At all times you feel Nulla's gaze on your figure, but he doesn't move or show any action to follow you. You go out the front door to go to the garden. You're really curious about the state of Nulla's domain, and you'd be lying if you said you wouldn't like to walk through a void that surrounds it. But you don't know how to do it without risking your life, so you plan to throw stones into the void to see if they float or fall. If you fell, you would like to know how deep the fall would be. You find some stones in the surroundings, white and hard. You prepare your launch and... Oh no. You're not allowed to do that. If you disturb that place, Septum will be able to locate us, and in the process, the void will consume part of the land, swallowing you in the process. Oh, at least now you know what can happen to you. I'm gonna ask him to spend time with me. At this rate, I won't be able to continue with my plan. Maybe for you, it will be a few minutes being with me, but not for me. When we talk about spending the day together, for me, it's a full day. You hurt me, Lion. You really do hurt me. I don't know how I can continue like this, because more and more, I want to have those eyes on me, forever, even if it's impossible. I've been looking for ways to get out of here and start from scratch, delete all my faces and replace them with a new one. Allow Septum to continue this useless game of maintaining a world destined to die into oblivion. But that's also impossible. You don't know how many solutions I've looked for, and none of them are viable. There is a somewhat awkward silence for a moment. Nulla throws himself onto the bed, lying on his back while both hands grip the sheets tightly, as if he sought comfort in it. I want so many things, but at the same time, I don't want anything. I want to stay here, with you. But I also want to make a fool of the Creator. Use their return to my advantage to destroy everything. Break and delete everything they love in their face and make it public. I will listen. I'm flattered that you want to keep reading my existential dilemmas and all that. But I know you're not here to play a therapist simulator. Maybe another time. For now, I just want to stay here and imagine that I'm lying next to you after a long day of work. God, that's depressing. Okay, enough whining. Nulla closes both eyes, and after a big sigh, Nulla sits up with a strange smile. Something shocking compared to his previous mood. Do you know what I want right now? What? I want to go watch you eat Quator. Excuse me? Although you shouldn't be surprised, Nulla was a bit strange from the first moment you met him, so this preference doesn't surprise you. Imagine, an entity created for the sole purpose of being consumed by the symbols, breaking the food chain by consuming the consumer. Ironic. Even poetic. Just thinking about it makes me... Wait. I have to behave. I can't say those things lightly. But with the face you have... Close the game. We'll see you in a bit. Remember to save. Well, if you don't do it, I'll have to resort to more drastic measures. Nulla runs away like the damn coward he is. He stays there for a while, meditating on what happened. No doubt Nulla's weird. A while passes as you roam the house to pass the time. There's nothing interesting to do though, so you decide to call Nulla again. You think now is a good time to tell Nulla you're ready. Okay, got it. I'm going to hide and not look at Nulla. You hide, but you don't consider it vital to watch Nulla murder Quator. So you hide in a place that has no view of the altar. And you wait. You keep waiting. But you don't hear anything or feel like anything is happening there. But you won't look. What do we have here? That is not Nulla's voice! You quickly look up to see who it is. Oh no, there's it's a woman standing behind you, looking with disgust at your figure. And that's the last thing your eyes see before the woman breaks your chest. Bad end. Eliminated by the fourth. Yeah, let's just find a safe place where we can observe Nulla. We've already seen all this, and let's ask about his face. This. It'll be fixed in a little while. Think of me as an onion. Each layer is a different life. The more layers I lose, the more and more memories and identities I'll lose. Now, I need to eat these things. Nah, I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry, Carino, but we made a deal. You can't refuse. Well, I guess he's just gonna shove it in my face then! So that was Nulla's route for to eat a god. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this game for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. We will be coming back with Unum and Septum's route soon enough, so please stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, hey, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.